For complicated reasons, American Indian poetry has been ignored by non-Indian culture. So Indian American Indian poetry is talking about an American Indian poetry being ignored by non-Indian culture. So they have given reasons why. Let's see. Lincoln writes about why they are being basically being influenced by non-Indian culture. Writes that failure to hear American Indian voices partly results partly from what? Some first reason is like tragedies of tribal dislocation, another is mistranslation, another is misconception about literature, cultural indifferences. Now, Brian Swan suggests an additional explanation. So, the additional explanation is tribal poetry is oral, and this explanation is really very important. Um, whether European arrive in New World with a deeply ingrained belief in the primacy of written words. Like the European, when they arrived, they were like in a very big belief that it is very important that poem should be written in paper. Like it should be written, not it. They should not be oral. As a result, European settlers found it hard to imagine that poetry could exist without written text. So it was hard for them. It was hard for them to imagine that the poetry could exist without written text. In complementary to the like Indians who say poem who are or who give poem like who tell poem in oral way. They do not write poetry. They do not write poetry, the Indians. Okay. So as a result, European settlers found it hard to imagine that poetry could exist without written text, and thus the American Indians had achieved something parallel to what European call literature. So parallel to what European call literature. So it's like totally different. They do not meet. They are parallel. They are parallel means like very opposite. Okay, opposite to what European uh, literature long before European arrived. As consequences, European did not fully responded to rich vitality of American Indian poetry, and that was the reason. This was the reason that tribal poetry is oral. The most important reason for why European was not able to get, know about they are like they ignore the tribal poetry.